Yeah, happy day YouTube family. We're going Maverick in the space one more time. In a zone again, you know. And you know the drill already. So, check in. Don't just watch the video. Subscribe, share, tell your friend about it. Oral Tracy Maverick for the best and most credible opinion. Alright. Somebody sent me a poem the other day. Yeah, this black American dude and him. And you know sometimes when them send me them look at something, I just look on them and piss what them about. But when I play the poem, it caught me attention. Because the youth was very talented. I don't know if it's him write the poem, but he was presenting it. You know, I have no reason if you don't believe say him write it. But it was a brilliant piece. It kind of long still, but the essence of the poem is about his experience growing up and being taught not to cry.
This is not an angry black poem. Though I'm angry and I'm black. This is more of a cry for all the black men who were never given permission to cry.
Alright, and him come back now specifically in another part of the poem now later on when he talk about his uncle. An uncle who died and they went to the funeral, and while the women were wailing and bawling, the man them just sit on the stone face. Now show no emotion. And him a go on to make the case about is a whole narrative there about man need to cry.
I remember his funeral like it was this morning. He laid still as a night star in the casket. I pressed my curious fingers against his lifeless body. He was cold, hard, numb, void of emotion, just like his environment taught him to be when he was alive. Groups of women in my family took turns screaming in unison like a choir of grieving mothers. But all the men in my family sat in the pews still as stone, trying not to crumble, pretending not to be broken. They were also lifeless. The only difference between their faces and my dead uncle was the occasional tears escaping their eyes like runaway slaves down the field of their cheeks. There is no scene sadder than hurting men, afraid to be hurting men in public. The second time I was taught how not to feel, it was during his repast. My heart was still confetti, still learning the beats of the rhythm of my uncle being gone. My older cousin, who experienced too many deaths in his young life, said, "Boy, why are you still crying? Don't you know it's time for you to be strong for your family? Your mother doesn't need a weak man in the house at this time." My tear ducts dried up and became a deserted land. And in all my years, the men in my life have taught me that my emotions is a disease, because where I'm from, showing the wrong emotions might get you killed, or worse, you will live in the shame of being human. For so long, I thought my emotions were weakness. It took 2 years into my marriage for my wife to see me cry once, and when she did, I thought I failed her.
Alright, so here's the essence of the thing now. Man need to cry, man need to not show emotions. But me I say, why? Does crying solve your morning problems? Seriously, crying don't solve no morning problems. So why do men need to cry? When women cry, because since it's acceptable for women cry, right? They have no taboo to women crying. Women mourn better than men? Is it a fact that women mourn better than men because they are prone to cry more than men? You see, enough of them things that people will question and just stop gobble them up, when some of these people with them agenda come and spout them something, Personally, me think this whole notion about men need to cry and men need to show emotions and men need to wear skirt and men too need to wear panty. Me feel like that's the thing I'm going on. Man fit tough and hold it. What you mean? And make women cry on our shoulder. And that's my thing there, That's my firm belief. But, alright, divorce my ideological thoughts about it. See? And look at it practically now. Men need to cry and show emotion when they go through trauma and sadness. Is it proven that when you cry, your problem solved? Me telling you, it's a part of that wider agenda to emasculate the alpha male. That's what it is, Because there is no proof anywhere that simply crying and letting it out, you feel any better. Me lose my mother already. And get more sad than losing your mother. And there are moments we try to hold it together, you know. And I mourn, or I feel for mourn. I don't think that calling up my family and going in front of my family and crying that I gonna make my mother's death any less impactful for me. No. Do I go in the middle of half a tree and stand up under the clock and that I go remove the sorrow of my mother's passing? Nonsense. People will start think about some of them something when they have force on people. No go so. Crying for your man is a sign of weakness. It is. At least culturally it is. That's how we were grown up. If you cry, it doesn't have no problem. It's sad this the same way. When we go to my mother's funeral, I did the remembrance of my mother's funeral, you know. And before I did the remembrance, one of my nieces, one of my late brother's daughter, go up on the podium to go give her a little tribute. And she recounted an experience with my mother, which is her grandmother. I actually remember the experience that she recounted. You know, it was a long conversation that she and her grandmother had, and I remember the day when the conversation was happening. Me and my brother them said to myself, wow, is a mommy a chat to with niece so long about them, they chat for about 2 hours. And at my mother's funeral, she came up and she recounted what the conversation was about. And she took out a little picture and showed the church. Said, this is what grandma gave to me the day when we were having that conversation. A picture of grandma. That day then, in that instant, my eye full of water. Full of water. What do you say now? But me hold it together. Because I never break down in the church. But just in that moment there, just that whole story that she recounted and when she showed up the picture. And of course, she started to cry, you know. So, you know, in a them kind of situation, the crying kind of infectious. But the Maverick hold it still. But me want to know, as per the theory now, if me did bust out a piece of cow balling and lay down and roll in the church and hug up my mother coughing and it would have made me feel less sad. Not no go so. Not no go so. Una try emasculate the alpha male. That's what it is. Me still feel a woman and babies to cry. Man for hold it as a sign of strength. That the traditional male do. Strong. And go look it for the woman and the children. See like how me feel say, you see, no woman must go up on a battlefield go fight no war. Them are the fear of sex. Them not go up on a battlefield go take no bullet for no war cause. A man for do them something there. See him some feel say man, not for cry. Man for hold it. I see man a ball me and said, sure, watch ya. Weakling that. Not no sad. Or more sad than losing your mother. Me don't remember the last time me cry and it solved my problem. That's at the point where I make to you know. In fact, I remember the last time I cried, but it never solved my problem. Which is a bit back. And even as a youth to come up when you never develop that kind of personality, you used to cry flippantly. It never used to solve no problem. The problem used to remain. And you used to be embarrassed and emasculated because you ball like a baby. Anyway, Maverick, tell me what you think about what me think. And remember, like, subscribe, and share the Maverick video them. Oral Tracy Maverick, best and most credible opinion on a wide range of topics. Boom, boom, Maverick